seconds and counting. Team
How's it going, everybody? The Houston Rockets have just won their second summer league game against Cade, Cunningham, and the Detroit Pistons. The final score 111-91. The Rockets are now 2-0 in the summer league. A really, really good all-around team performance. Starting off with, of course, our star Jalen Green, improving on what was already a very, very good debut performance in this game, scoring 25 points along with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Also had a steal, shot 6 for 11 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, 10 for 11 at the free throw line, and was a plus 17 on the floor. Alperen Sengun also improving on his very, very good debut performance, had 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, another back-to-back games now where he's had 4 blocks. This is really, really good to see, especially considering he's only 6'9", 6'10". So the fact that he's getting that many blocks at that height, really, really good to see. 8 for 14 from the field, which is good. He didn't shoot the ball very efficiently in game 1, so this is a good improvement to see. 1 for 2 from 3, one of them being a kind of a crazy logo 3 at the end of the shot clock, which was kind of cool to see. Also kind of funny in a way because, you know, Sengun isn't the guy to take threes. The fact that he's taking and making a logo 3 is kind of cool to see. 4 for 6 at the line. And yeah, he was a plus 22, which is a tied team high with Josh Christopher, who had 15 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds on 6 for 12 from the field. He also had 1 steal, the steal coming on Cade Cunningham, a really interesting and really nice play to see where he pretty much completely locked up Cade and got the steal, drew the foul. A really, really nice play overall on the defensive end. We'll talk more about him later on. Just some quick stats for the Pistons. Cade had 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists on 8 for 18 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3. Saddiq Bey also had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists on 4 for 11 from the field. And Sekou Doumbouya had 7 points and 5 rebounds. So quickly just going into now Jalen Green and his performance tonight continues to improve. A lot of people were, you know, ranting and raving about his performance in game 1, and he just doubled down and improved upon it. It seems like he's getting more and more mature, more and more NBA ready with each step that he takes, and it's really, really good to see.
Yeah, man. Green, he had a better game than Cade while taking like a little bit more than half of his shots. Green was able to score 25 points on 11 field goals. He did get to the free throw line 11 times though, and he made them 10 times. So a 90% free throw cliff, amazing. And he ended up being a plus 17 because of his stellar defense. While Cade, on the other hand, played 8 for 18 from the field and 4 for 9 from 3, and ended up being a -8 plus minus. So like the whole story, the whole game was centered around the matchup between the number 1 pick and the number 2 pick, and certainly you could say it's obvious that in this game Jalen Green showed the Pistons, hey, you guys should have taken me number 1. He had that extra motivation to prove to the people. And honestly, in my eyes, I feel like Jalen Green did not have the best game he could. See, I was surprised as to why he only took 11 shots. He was getting to the free throw line a lot, and that's great, but only 11 field goals? I really thought he would have something more like Cade Cunningham, around like 15, 16, something like that. So I'm not sure if he was like shy to shooting, because he was making his shots. I mean, he was above 50% from the field, 60% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. So very efficient. But it looked like he was wanting to get his teammates more involved. He wanted to dish out to the open man, play his defense on Cade Cunningham and lock him up. So overall, Jalen Green, stellar performance. So happy that the Rockets were able to get a steal with him at number 2.
And I think one of the reasons why he was maybe not as aggressive is because the Pistons were throwing double teams at him, which is not something that you see often in the summer league. It just goes to show how incredible Jalen Green has been. He was seeing double teams in the summer league, and that's probably one of the reasons why his shot attempts weren't that high. But it just makes you wonder if he did take, like the 20 shots that, or the 20 or so shots that Cade Cunningham took. I mean, maybe he could have had 30, 35 points, but those are all hypotheticals. Quickly transitioning to Alperen Sengun, another good game. And it's just, even with each passing game, it makes it seem like Sengun might have been the steal of the draft at 16. I think there's no doubt that so far he has been the best center out of this draft class. It is just 2 summer league games, but I think when it is, as this year progresses, as these guys' careers progresses, I think Sengun is going to prove that he is without a doubt going to be the second best center out of this draft class, and might even be the best center in this draft. There's really no ceiling for this guy. And another really, really good performance. Only had 3 assists, but I think his playmaking is what really impressed me. A lot of good passes, good reads, and just good court vision in general, especially for a guy who's a 6'9" center. This is really, really impressive.
Right, and when we first drafted Sengun, I was a little skeptical. I didn't know how exactly he would fit, but he's playing just like a Nikola Jokic kind of player, like a mini version of him, with his great offensive ability. He has amazing footwork, and he's able to just read the defenses so well. He slows down the game for him. He doesn't play the game at the speed where the other team is running at. He slows it down and makes the other team play at his speed. It's truly an amazing thing. Like, you could tell, like, in the beginning of the game, the Pistons got to early lead. They were up by, like, I believe, like 7 to 11 points, something like that. What did the Rockets end up doing? They ended up giving it to Sengun. He slowed it down, was able to take the ball from the free throw line, create his own plays, use post moves, faders, post hooks, whatever it might be, dishing into the open man. He was able to run his offense, and the fact that he has this knack for the game, and he's able to read and find everyone at just 19 years old. And he just turned 19 too. It's not like he's like turning 20. No, he just turned 19. So he's a young guy, and he has so much potential. An amazing game for him, and I have no regrets. The Rockets, he's definitely a steal this draft, and no doubt about it, if there was a redraft, he would go top 10.
And I think Sengun, he only shot 6 free throws tonight, but for those of you who did watch the game, his ability to draw fouls, he drew a lot of fouls. I mean, if you had watched the game, you would feel like he would have probably shot a lot more free throws than he did, because he was drawing fouls left and right and left and right. And that's just another one of those things that goes with, like DJ said, his fuel for the game. He plays like a 10-year NBA vet, although he just turned 19 years old. And that's one of the advantages of having been played in the overseas Turkish leagues, one of the tougher leagues in the international world. And so that experience is really showing with Alperen Sengun, and it's just, I mean, this guy's probably the steal of the draft. So far, this guy's definitely looking like the steal of the draft. I know that, there are other, names being thrown out there. Sharif Cooper with the Hawks. Even Christopher with our own team is also being looked at as another one of the steals of the draft. But, I mean, Sengun is right up there with all of them. I mean, him in a redraft, like EJ said, he could go top 10, definitely a lottery pick. And Sengun, I mean, it's crazy that we were able to get him along with all the other guys that we got. Quickly going on the other rookie that played in this game, Josh Christopher, 15 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, like I mentioned earlier, on good efficiency. But I think more impressive to me than his offense and scoring, it was his defense. He played stellar defense tonight, locked up Cade Cunningham on multiple occasions, ripped him and stole the ball from him once, and just whoever he guarded, it seemed like they never scored. And again, this whole game, we were playing really, really spectacular defense, and this is missing probably our best defender on the team, in Usman Garuba, who, I mean, once he comes and joins the team, this team's defensive potential is going to be absolutely scary. Christopher and Garuba are probably taking turns clamping the other team's best player, and it's just scary to think about.
Man, when I watch Josh Christopher play, I just get a big smile. When I see him, I see Drew Holiday. I really do. It's like the frame, the athleticism, the speed, the defensive reading from the other of what the other team's plays are going to be, how he's able to get steals, and just the fact that he's athletic as hell. He can jump. He had that crazy alley-oop finish, reverse finish from the assist, credit to Kyrie Thomas. And it's just, he to me has a lot of potential that a lot of people like don't see. Like Jalen Green's going to be a great scorer and like a decent defender. Alperen Sengun is going to be a good offensive player, and hopefully he can improve on his interior defense. But Josh Christopher has the ability to be a 3-level scorer and an elite defender. And honestly, if the Rockets can keep him, he would be the perfect like sixth man once like Eric Gordon his time with Houston's up, maybe like if by the end of his contract or if we trade him, but he would just slide right in and fill in Gordon's shoes as an offensive like bucket, whether it be through creating his own shot. I feel like he can work on his off-ball game a little bit and get some open shots, work on his open threes, whatever it might be. But his defense is just always going to be there. And then his heart, you played with a lot of heart. And in these past 2 games, they've been showing him mic'd up and like, always there inspiring his teammates, being a coach on the floor, because he feels like he's the best player out there. And if he's not, he feels like, hey, I can make everyone else play better. He can elevate his team, whether it be through his passing, whether it be through playing defense so his other teams can get open, whatever it might be. He wants to do whatever he can to win and make it easier for him. He feels like he wants to take the challenge to get that load off of his teammates so that they can be better. And that kind of mentality, that doesn't just win games, that wins championships.
And again, that Drew Holiday comparison, Stone said that to Christopher before the draft. He said, "Come be our Drew Holiday." Kind of touching on, the role that Drew Holiday played in that championship run that the Milwaukee Bucks just had. He guarded KD on the final play of that Game 7 in which Kevin Durant airballed. He played stellar defense, also ripped Devin Booker in Game 5, I think, to win that game, and just played stellar defense all playoffs long. And that's what Christopher could do. I mean, assuming that we get into a situation like that a few years down the line. But that's the kind of player Christopher is. He makes those winning plays, and he did it tonight. He played stellar defense on the team's best player. He rises up to the challenge. He's gonna take up the challenge of guarding the opposing team's best player with pride. It doesn't matter if he's it doesn't matter if he's a 6-foot point guard, or it doesn't matter if he's a 7-foot center. Christopher's gonna guard him, and he's gonna guard him with pride. He did that tonight. He was guarding Cade Cunningham on one play, and the next play he was guarding Luka Garza. It's just the type of player that he is, and to have one of those guys is absolutely a gift to have it. Christopher at 24 looking like an absolute steal right now. And again, it's phenomenal that he's been playing like this with this defensive grit. The absolute perfect fit for this team, and his previous chemistry with Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., KJ Martin, and the other guys just makes it cherry on top. Just quickly touching on some other players before I wrap this up. KJ Martin, another good game, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, had 2 made threes tonight. Did not have he had 2 blocks tonight. So KJ Martin again, continuing his block party with 2 blocks tonight. Off the bench, Anthony Lamb had 9 points. And yeah, I mean, just solid contributions from our other guys who were previously on the roster. Kyrie Thomas also had 10 points tonight, made 3 threes, 3 for 5 from the 3-point line. So Kyrie Thomas, KJ Martin both showing out, continuing to play well, continuing to extend their good performances from the end of last season. And that pretty much wraps it up. Again, a really, really good game. This was a marquee matchup, of course, the number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick. I think everyone had high hopes for this game, and I think, as a team, I think we did not disappoint. The players all went out and played really, really well, and it's what you absolutely love to see. I mean, this was just a phenomenal game, and it's everything that you could have asked for and more from this team showing up on in a big game like this. Absolutely love to see it. The next game is against the Toronto Raptors. It will be on NBA TV at 7 p.m. So that's Scotty Barnes, the 4th overall pick. And yeah, that's going to be on Thursday. And of course, we will have post-game coverage on that. And as always, we appreciate you for watching. And as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.